What are tribes? What are tribes? What are African tribes? Hey guys, my name is Helen. Let's talk Africa. So when I came to America, I realized that a lot of people here in the West don't know what African tribes are. So here is the simplest explanation on what tribes are. Everybody belongs to a tribe. You don't get to choose your tribe. You are born into a tribe. You can't choose to leave a tribe. It's like you're born black. You don't choose to be black. So that's the same thing with tribes. Every single person belongs to a tribe. Your tribe is like your people, your origin. You have a language that you speak specific to that tribe, food that is like prominent to that tribe, like it's your cultural food. You also have a dressing attire. This is like your traditional dressing. When they see you in this kind of dressing, they can recognize you to belong to a certain tribe. But most importantly, the most fun thing, you also have a traditional cultural dance. This dance is specific to your tribe or your region of people. Uganda, where I grew up, has 56 tribes, but as for languages, we don't have 56 languages. We have way more because there are some languages that are different dialects of the same language. An example would be like there is American English, but there's also British English. That's the same thing. It's still English, but it's a different dialect. And some dialects are so different that it's its own language. Tribes are also specific to different regions. Although you're not born in that region, your tribe still belongs there. So your village would be where your origins settled. Tribes that are closer together in location and regions, those tribes have similar mannerisms. Let's say tribes in the northern Uganda, those guys, their languages sound similar, they eat similar food, their cultural traditions and dances look very similar. While in comparison to the central Uganda, they're gonna be completely different. You're gonna be able to differentiate a person from the north and a person from the central of Uganda because it's such a big difference in a small country. We tell the difference because people from the north have different accents. They look different facial wise. People from the north are gonna be taller than people from central Uganda. I don't know why that is. People from western Uganda have longer noses, while people from central Uganda are gonna have like wider noses. We can tell each other apart and based on where we're from or our first facial structures, while people from outside of Uganda might not be able to tell us apart. We can also tell which tribe you belong to based on your traditional name. So a Ugandan generally has two names. You have your English name and you also have your traditional name. So my English name is Helen, which is a very British name, and my traditional name is Nyoksi. Now, mine is not unique to a Ugandan tribe because I am mixed with South Sudanese. Your name is not a Ugandan traditional name, but in Uganda, a Ugandan traditional name, based on the first three letters of your traditional name, we can tell where you belong. If your parents are both from the same tribe, of course, it just goes passed down onto you. It's not even passed down, you are that tribe. But in the case where your mom and dad are two different tribes, I believe that you go with your father's side of the tribe. In the olden days, of course, like men have always held like the higher status, and everything like goes through them. Even inheritance always passed down to male children only. So yeah, that's just the rule. You're supposed to relate with your father's tribe, but of course, in that case, you can just say, you can just choose, I'm my mother's tribe or my father's tribe, whatever you want. Because we have so many different languages in a country like Uganda, it's very normal for a person to speak more than 2 to 3 languages, because some tribes, they are very similar, they are also very close, where in location where a person being brought up in this environment can learn more than 2 languages. But also our national language in Uganda is English. So in school, we're taught in English, but at home, we speak different languages, because I believe English is generally like a school language. I wouldn't compare tribes to be like the caste system where some tribes are richer, some are not. No, I feel like we're all generally like mixed up, and there isn't that bad blood between tribes, at least in Uganda. But maybe in the north, some tribes might have some rivals, but generally I feel like we relate very well. Concerning tribes in Uganda is something called tribalism. This is when someone chooses their tribe mate over other persons. So let's say in the government, when the president is from Western Uganda, they're generally gonna choose people from Western Uganda to have the first seats before anyone else. And this is a big issue, especially in like professional settings. People would generally relate to their tribe first, or welcome their tribe first before they welcome other people. But generally speaking, I feel like we're kind of walking away from that kind of stuff, and we're very much neutral, especially among the youths. Maybe it might be more in the old generation, but among the youths and people my age, we really don't care about this stuff. Like, we're not, yeah, we really don't care. But I think also a reason because we don't care anymore is because a lot of younger generation has traveled and mixed up in the cities. They're not spending much time in the villages. At this time, I feel like most of the population in the villages is old people or younger children, not that middle-aged demographic. That demographic has moved to the city to get jobs and has mixed up with so many people, has learned to relate with people that don't speak the same language or eat the same food or have the same culture. So that kind of like niche is not really there anymore, unless you're going back to these villages where all they know are the people that are like them. Then you might face this kind of resistance to someone who is not similar tribe. But generally, we as Ugandans, we are very kind people, we're hospitable, we're so generous. Generally, you might not even find that, like, that kind of relationship, rival relationship. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about what tribes are. Please subscribe to hear more about a Ugandan stock and what I'm all about. That is it. Bye.